Oh, there's shelves. Do you need this container? I do, yeah. And, that would be great as well. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you to Daniel for having me. Thank you to the Campbell House for tolerating this series, loving it, profiting from it. As a dirtbag vampire, reading in a room that is this well lit is making me a little bit uncomfortable. But we're gonna get through it together. At least I'm very reflective. And this is a poem about exchanging your labor for money, and it's called Portfolio Season. People read poetry and then they stop reading poetry. They say this is no time for uncertainty. Then they come back from the accountant when there is louche with cherry blossoms, suffocating in angelic décolletage, and say, that's not what I meant at all. I file my nails with a knife. When I take their pictures with the cherry blossoms, I try to distract compositionally from anything that may depict or provoke terror. Daily, I hope to see one cat on a leash and receive only contemptuous babies. Some of them confess they think about killing the trees, maiming or poisoning them, according to their temperament and degree of patience. I mean the babies. I say, me too. I don't buy the false modesty the other 11 months of the year. Some taxpayers figure out I'm not a real photographer. I mean, I'm very actual, but I'm not good. I tend to reject visual and meaningful proportion. They ask, do you have a real job? I say, until I listen to this voicemail, yes. If an interviewer asked me, I'd say if I have one passion, it's generating value for hostile entities. I keep spitting in the mud so my allergies will be converted into flowers. That's that. I won an award for embodying a corporate value last week, and I feel like on some level my self-image will never recover. This next poem is the only one I'm doing for my chapbook amateur hours, of which there is truly only one copy left. I was very happy to get the chance to read tonight, but there was one drawback, and that is I have a group of friends that gets together at a Swiss chalet every year for like almost 10 years running to have a big festive dinner with sweaters, which is how I originally got this puppy. And I very jokingly said that since I couldn't make it, I would do a shot of chalet sauce in their honor. And then I was like, why does it have to be a joke? Campbell House people, I have a big Tupperware system and paper towels back here. I'm not trying to ruin your beautiful venue. So if anyone else would like one, I can hook you up. I would say it's slightly above room temperature, if that's like an important factor to you. That's a yes or a no?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, great. All right.
I'm done too.
Yeah, I have 36 ounces, so like don't be shy about it.
Just don't tell me where it comes from.
It comes to chalet.
What? Is this really a shot?
It's not quite. It's a little bit.
It smells really good. It smells, yeah.
I can.
If you don't want to smell it, you should take one.
I got a little on my finger.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, thank
That one's a little drippier. Can I help anybody else? No? Okay. That's good because I need to pour myself several. So how's your Monday going, everybody?
It's getting better with every second, seriously. I totally didn't expect it to be that good.
I'm gonna drink it all at once. Or like,
Yeah. I mean, you can make it slowly.
He's drinking a little bit of it.
It's not just, I just gotta.
I mean, we'll do a toast, but you can also use it in a drinking game fashion, which I will explain to you. That's why
I signed up for wine.
No, I mean, you could sip in a drinking game fashion. Honestly, I'm too slow at serving to really allow you to keep up. Anyway.
Oh, it's dripping.
Yeah.
That's life. There is nothing you can do about it. It's dripping, and that's it.
That's okay.
Okay.
You need to.
We're gonna start with that. And then I think I'm just gonna refill this puppy partway through. That one's not, I feel like the pours were mostly getting better as they went. Except sort of that one in the late middle. So this is not a good way to do this. This is a poem about a guy named Noah Maloney who filmed himself eating a picture of Jason Segel's face every day for, I believe it was 136 days. They're all on YouTube. The point of the exercise was to get Jason Segel to eat a picture of his face. He did not succeed. I was obviously pretty fascinated by this, so I decided it would be interesting to get into his head. So every time that I say every day I eat the face, I'm gonna drink some chalet sauce. You can either just do it all with me in one go, or just have a sip as it cools to room temperature, despite the heat of this sizzling performance. Whoa, this is also the most flammable place I've ever read.
Candles and
Anyway, this is called Every Day I Eat the Face. Of the guy from the long-running sitcom with a bad ending. I'm going to show you a bad ending. Once I got to the picture of his face in beer and tried to swallow it too fast. I almost died. It was day 44. It would have been hilarious at the time. It would not be funny now. I'm going to eat a picture of his face every day until he eats a picture of my face, because there's no difference between being famous and being a famous person's shit. I love swag and I need that LA address so I can get arrested. Moms are the police of houses. Moms won't let us use the home printer anymore. But every day, I eat the face.
Right.
Of the man from the Muppets movie. Once in front of sharks who were like, go fuck yourself, but in shark. Once with my most hesh friend, once feeling inadequate in front of a dildo display. Once he came out orange, it was a toner problem. He kind of looked like Viggo Mortensen. I think being famous sounds like a non-consensual communion where you're the unlimited wafers, and I think that's hot because I'm really hungry. So every day I eat the face of the guy you remember from getting dumped while naked. Once while getting his name tattooed on my body, which means we'll be together forever, which just means after YouTube. Once while spray painting his name on a car, and they won't be together forever depending on how much you think the car got paid in exposure. If you'll never forget the car, they're married. I forget to look up whether he's married even though every day I eat his face. Definitely always the neck is the garnish, sometimes his body, once while opening a black umbrella in front of a window and singing a show tune. He still has not eaten my face, and I subject myself to the box of despair, the comments section. People say they fat to it. Someone times me every day. Her name's Olivia. I wonder what would happen if I got her pregnant. Then she disappears and a dude starts doing it, but every day I eat the face of the actor you should take seriously now because he played the dead guy who wrote that book I didn't read. One time inside a pink portable toilet that was glowing with the afternoon sunlight, I was being born out of it, which is basically true. Doing it in the mall food court made me nervous, and if this keeps going, I might need to start eating fake paper. It was a big mall, and I have to drink a lot of prune juice because every day I eat the face.
Yay!
If you were wondering if this experience gets better over time, no. Once, while lying in a hammock for garbage, only basics call it a dumpster, and honestly, I'm not sure how long I can keep doing this. If he doesn't eat my face, my plan was to change my name to his name, but that's a much better joke if people still use phone books. Please don't ask me to eat a phone book. Olivia, my doctor is not worried, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to live forever, so... Shout out to all the trees I killed. See you soon. My nightmare is that I become a famous comedian and someone else tries to get famous by eating my face, and I watch it because I feel guilty, but all the videos are bad because obviously I used up all the good ideas. And he just keeps going forever because I don't know how to tell him. Please like and subscribe. It's pretty much the worst thing I can imagine. It has, once you've eaten it, I don't know how many of you have drank about 8 ounces of chalet sauce at just above room temperature before. But it takes on a lot of like interesting Italian qualities that maybe it doesn't have as a regular temperature food. I don't know what your experiences of it were.
It's a decent shot, you know.
Yeah. It's a little, I would say the texture is a bit of an issue.
Oh yeah. It's not really liquid.
No. No, it's definitely a condiment. Definitely a condiment. I got 2 more that are shorter than that, largely because I don't drink things that are not beverages in the middle. Some of you may not know this about me. I am a titan of literary criticism. And this is a poem about every book I read this year that I didn't like. It's called The Book. The book was a disappointment, I said. The book diminished my respect for noble failures. By no observable measure was the book a failure. I said it seemed like the book couldn't get to what it wanted to say, so it filled the gap with sex and violence in order to suggest the presence of meaning. Look, if I wanted to feel trapped by the impossibility of communicating anything, I would have written my own book. The author was a famous talent, once referred to as precocious. I was rejected by the artist's mentors, who politely hated my work. I wanted to skin the book to wear it as a cape, hoping to be mistaken as the author, but it was unconvincing. Portrait of a snake right after dinner. I thought the book was lazy. As a chastened plagiarist, I copied all the blank lines to get a sense of their materiality. Their existence was clearly motivated by the layout. The book wasn't finished, it just stopped. Redemption by narrative and redemption through romance are equally dishonest. When the arc dived down to meet satisfaction again, I turned my face away. I felt self-conscious about my breath and also everything I'd ever done in front of another person. Why would that be? This is my last one. Thank you for your, I think indulgence is probably a good word. but I deeply appreciate it, especially people who've heard some versions of these poems a bunch all year. This last one is for someone who I believe lives not really in this neighborhood. Anyway, this one's for Shawn Mendes. It's called Twink Instagram. When you are not young, you can forget youth is a surface and not a condition. You can chip your teeth on it like a gobstopper, which is a set of surfaces with no condition underneath. Freckles do not go all the way to the bone like little cancer tunnels for sunlight. Empty swimming pools are dangerous because they make you think of other summer bodies you've had, and they make you want to touch the bottom of experience and the pool because scraped dry by the afternoon, it seems like a mistake. Aging is relative, as in a sunken living room full of kissing cousins, refracting the disgusting and familiar into a network of power relations so difficult to navigate that it turns me on in an exclusively abject and confused way. Contact oxidizes. Unsentimentally, my vision began to soften. When I told the optometrist I could see more clearly across distance if I was longing for something, she called me ma'am. If I really wanted to make out the D, I could have discerned its shape like an enormous lizard looming in the coastal fog. When the unintended audience stops watching, the intended audience stops watching too. That's what makes you an artist instead of an entertainer. Youth is an extravagant murder house that locks you out when you are done renovating it. The drapes and flames and the cotton candy and the wall melting. You don't know yet that you are also locked out of the office you are going to, which might as well be heaven in all its invisible administration. And when a black latex glove palms the sun like a child putting his hand around a light bulb, or a dominatrix torturing an egg yolk, and you cannot smell or hear, you have arrived at the end of every fetish, a destination I hardly need to explain to you, who, like me, congratulations, is no longer themselves.